easy ways to practice jazz pentatonics. Hey guys, if you are totally confused and bemused by things like this, and you just don't have time to practice the chord changes or the scales, then here is a super easy approach that you can practice and still sound super authentic. Welcome to this video, an easy way to practice jazz pentatonics. My name's Darren Lloyd and I try to help jazz trumpet players and other jazz students and trumpet players with their approach to playing with the things they find most frustrating. So whatever you find frustrating, drop it in the comments and maybe I can help you with that. Okay, so here we go on with the pentatonic video. Now, just to let you know, this is my approach. I've taken a few other people's approaches along the way and cobbled together my own approach. So in this video, we are going to be looking at the tunes Diner, Summertime, I've Got Rhythm Changes, and a simple blues. So first of all, let's look at the pentatonic scale. So as you can see here, C major 7 or a C chord. We use the root, the second, the third, the fifth, and the sixth. That is the pentatonic scale. I also use the same pentatonic scale when I'm playing over a dominant seventh. So even though C7 is in the key center of F, and I could theoretically play F pentatonic, for this video, I'm choosing to play the C pentatonic. If it's a C major 7, if it's a C dominant 7, then I'm just going to play the C pentatonic. Feel free to experiment and use what you want, but I'm just showing you what I favor when I'm approaching the pentatonic in solos. Okay, so what I do to give myself an extra note, to give myself 6 notes, is I simply transpose it. So if I'm playing, as you can see, the C major pentatonic scale, I then think, what is the relative minor? So of course, C major, the relative minor is A, and I play the blues scale. That gives me the flat 5, which is the minor third in C, as you can see. And so that is what I use in my pentatonic scale. So if I'm playing over a if I'm playing over a section of music that is in C, the key center is C, I can use C, D, E flat, E, G, and A. So what we need to be careful with pentatonics is that we play in the key center. So even though rhythm changes for us in B flat is in the key of C, in the middle A, it doesn't stay in C. So we need to be playing other pentatonic scales. But before we get to rhythm changes, we're going to look at Diner, because I've done this in 2 ways. I've done it where you can play the same pentatonic completely throughout. And then I've also done it where when we get to the C7 section, which is bar 5 and bar 6, in Diner, I'm actually playing the C pentatonic scale, as we've just shown. One of the main things that really puts me off the pentatonic scale is all these patterns that I've seen where you just up and down, up and down. And it does sound very pentatonic, which if you want to do that, it's fine, but I don't want to sound like that. So what I've tried to do is take that pentatonic scale, but use jazz syncopation, jazz rhythms, and a more melodic approach, just using that pentatonic scale, almost like Chet. Quite hard to get that Chet thing because he's using other vocabulary, but that is the sort of vibe that I'm going for, rather than just up and down the pentatonic scale. Okay, so when you listen to this Diner, you'll hopefully hear and understand what I mean. So all of these resources, the Diner, where I'm just using the 1 pentatonic scale, the Diner, where it's slightly more advanced, we'll get to that in a minute. The rhythm changes, Summertime, and the simple blues are available in B flat, concert, E flat, and bass clef, with all of the backing tracks and the demo recordings. Plus, of course, you get the PDFs in all those keys, clefs that I've just mentioned. Okay, let's have a listen to the easy version of Diner. So as I mentioned at the beginning, that was just using F, G, A flat, A, C and D, because I transposed it to the D minor and that gave me the D blues scale. So F pentatonic, D blues scale, same thing, you just get that extra note. They were the notes I was using in that solo. And to my ears, it didn't really sound pentatonic in the way of up and down, up and down. Hopefully you can hear what I mean by the melodic angle and also lots of space in there. Okay, let's take a listen now to the more advanced version of Dyna. So in this version, there are 3 key centers. So I'm talking B flat pitch. We've got the F key center. So I'm using the F pentatonic or the D blues scale for that. There's a 2-5, there's a G minor 7 to C7. So I'm using the C pentatonic or the A minor blues scale. And there's also a D minor 7 to G7, which is a 2-5 in the key of C. But again, I'm using the G pentatonic or the relative minor blues scale, E blues scale. Okay, let's have a listen. I neglected to say there was another short 2-5 leading into the middle 8, which is that minor 2-5 turnaround into the D minor, where I'm using that A pentatonic. So for rhythm changes for the A section, the first 8 bars, the second 8 bars and the last 8 bars, I'm just using that C pentatonic scale or the A minor blues scale. But of course for the middle 8, where we have E7, A7, D7 and G7, I am using those pentatonic scales and the relative minor blues scale respectively for those solos. So this is what the middle 8 looks like. So even though you might think, oh, pentatonics, it's an easy version, it's an easy option, it's a hack, it sort of is, but you've still got to be very, very fluent in those pentatonic scales, and you've got to be able to improvise and create interesting melodies to play over those chord changes. That just comes with experimenting. You've only got a certain amount of notes, you've only got a few notes, and if it sounds wrong, get off it and get on to the next one. It's just by listening and experimenting that you're going to find your way, I think, with pentatonics. But like I said, if you have more of that sort of chat, that sort of trying to actually play a proper solo rather than just up and down relentlessly, then I think you'll find more success with your solos. Okay, so far we've looked at Dyna, where you can play, if you want to, just one pentatonic scale all the way through. As long as you know your key centers for whatever tune you're playing over, you can use pentatonics. Okay, of course, because I've Got Rhythm has that middle eight, you need to be able to play other key centers, you need to be able to play other pentatonic scales. Okay, so now we're going to look at a simple blues and Summertime, where I'm just using one scale, back to one scale. So here we go, let's start with Summertime. Check it out. Okay, so for Summertime, I am in the key of E minor. E minor's relative major is G, G major. So G major pentatonic is G, A, B, D, E. Transpose that to the E minor, add in the flattened 5. I've then got the blues scale, okay? But then even when it modulates to the major section, I'm still using that same scale. So just the one scale for Summertime. Okay, lastly, we're onto the simple blues. Now, you can, if you wanted to, use the blues scale, okay? This is what the blues scale would look like in C blues scale. Now, of course, C blues scale is related to the E flat major, okay? But what about if I just stick with that C pentatonic, but make it the A blues scale? This works very, very nicely as well. You could use a combination of both, but for this exercise, for this etude, for this pack of lesson, I am only just using the C pentatonic, okay? And just to show you how effective it can sound. Just to use the blues scale on a few choruses of blues could be a little bit overkill because it's just that same blues scale sound. But I find with that major pentatonic sound, and you've still got the E flat because of the flat 5 on the A minor, happy days. Okay, so let's have a listen, see what you think. Okay, so that is some ways that I use the pentatonic scale when I'm playing over jazz standards. Of course, in that blues, I could have used 3 pentatonic scales, if it's like C7, F7, G7, but I just stuck with that C pentatonic. There's lots of different ways. By the way, I highly recommend you read Mark Levine's book, The Jazz Book, and in that book, he has a section, or he has a chapter on pentatonics. So that's well worth a read. He even takes you through how you might do giant steps. So the resources are available for this video for the price of a cup of coffee and a piece of cake this time, because there's quite a lot of resources. The link is in the description if you want them. If not, remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to subscribe to Jazz Etudes, where I'm giving away a whole bunch of free resources, including lessons, etudes, to help you with your own jazz studies. And for those that are super interested and serious, I do actually run a jazz coaching program. If you would like to book a call with me and have a chat, even if you don't take me up on the offer of joining the program, I can still help you in that call, hopefully to take your playing forward. Okay, remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and please leave a comment. Bye for now.